We start losing muscle at the age of 30. Now, I'm 67, so I've been technically losing muscle for 37 years.
Good math.
So it's more important now than ever that I focus on this as part of my core morning routine.
And I think we could change that I to we, and maybe all of us.
Oh, you mean you too?
Both of us are concerned about the risk of losing muscle as we age, because it can lead to weakness and increased risk of falls.
Well, that's true. And without taking action now, we, not I.
That's right.
We both, you too, risk having a retirement where you're losing independence and facing severe health complications. We don't want that for us or for you either.
And we do hear from a lot of people, yeah, but I'm too old to start strength training. And the fact of the matter is, you're not. You can start at any time with doctor's approval.
Right.
Second thing we hear a lot of is, I've got health issues that lifting weights is going to make it worse. Well, certainly if you have a bad shoulder, you probably wouldn't do a lot of overhead presses and different things, but you can work with a trainer and work around any existing health issues.
And if you have, like you said, muscle or health issues like that, a good place to start is to get physical therapy.
Mm-hmm.
Therapy. So you actually start with bands or something like that. So we're going to talk about a lot of that today. The biggest excuse we hear is, I don't have time or access to a gym.
Right.
That's true. We never had time for the gym. Now it's the first thing we do in the morning, so that there's no excuse for that. And secondly, up until recently, we both worked out at home. We did yoga online. I did my exercise using an app. You've seen that in old videos. But now we joined a gym. It's just better for us at this time in our life. Now, if you're new here, I'm Mark, and this is my wife, Jody.
And we don't focus on the financial aspects of retirement, but rather your lifestyle, health, relationships, and more.
So do us a favor. Hitting the subscribe button will let you know when new videos come out. But more importantly for us, if you have people in your life that you care about, please share this video and others so that they can get the same advantage you have in your retirement. A few years ago, I realized that I was having a real problem with strength.
Right.
And that came true last October when we joined the gym down in Florida, and I could only do 5 push-ups and 1 pull-up.
Well, I
panicked. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm that weak.
And I think it's important to kind of go back even before that, because our physical wellness journey started a while before that, which included a lot of cardio, which was you riding your bike and me on the Peloton and us doing big, long, fast-paced walks. So we really focused on the cardio aspect and added in some good, nutritional changes that we needed to do. But you're right. Last year in October, we both noticed as we were getting smaller, we were also losing muscle and getting weaker.
Our arms were getting smaller. Our legs were getting smaller. It was harder to lift our grandson, which really, that for me was probably my biggest eye-opener. Luke would come to Pop and I'd pick him up, and he's heavy. I don't know how much he weighs, 40 pounds?
Oh gosh, more than that.
Now, but back then, and I got concerned, and we did a lot of research. I've been working out for 5 years in the garage. I have some weights, and I have a pad or a mat, and I use this Freeletics app that I was so up on, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. But you know what? It was BS, because if I didn't feel like working out, I wouldn't work out.
Yeah, well, I think the idea of a little structure around this, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers and subscribers will say you guys are all about structure and accountability, but really with some structure around this, you can eliminate that last hesitation that we always hear about time. If you put it in your schedule, it will get done.
Right.
So if you map your schedule around your health and wellness and building muscle at a gym or anywhere you can do it, even just body weight exercises, it'll get done.
Just a quick aside on this idea of scheduling stuff, because we've got the next month, we've got kids coming and going and this and that. We just spent the morning scheduling, the meals we're going to have, if we're going to go out to eat, who's coming. If you don't schedule it and you don't know what's happening, you live life in chaos. And for us, we schedule our physical fitness program first thing in the morning. Nothing gets in the way of it. I know we both get up very early to do that, but that's important for us, so that, for me, my mantra is to be physically independent at the age of 90.
Right.
I don't know, you probably want to be 95.
No.
Because you're an overachiever. But
Listen,
anyway.
before we jump into it, click below and see the health and wellness checklist that we've attached. It's a free download. It might help you jumpstart some ideas on your health and wellness.
So let's talk about the importance of building muscle as you age. And we want to make sure you stay to the end, because we share with you the 5 biggest excuses people make for not exercising, along with a strategy to overcome each excuse. That's really important, because that's where people fail. We're going to tell you now why and how and all that, but make sure you stay to the end. So the first thing let's talk about is why it's so important. So I think we talked about that a little bit in the beginning, but when you're at the age of 30 onward, your body naturally starts to shed muscle. So to even maintain, you've got to work out. But now we're at a point where Jody and I are actually adding muscle, which does so much for us. It improves your muscle mass. It enhances bone
density.
Yeah, what else is it?
Which is really important for men and women. You know, the bone density test used to be kind of a women's thing, but I know they're doing those things now. So, you know, strength training really does enhance your bone density, and it's something you can actually measure. It also boosts your metabolism, which we could all use at this age because our metabolism starts to decline. Supports your joint health by getting, you know, the juices moving in between your joints with your ligaments and all of that. And who doesn't want to increase endurance to have enough energy to, you know, get through the day, the week, the month, the year.
Right.
So
that's great.
So it's important.
It is important.
The second thing is, I think it would be important for you to understand the benefits of strength training for people of our age. Strength training really offers specific benefits that are crucial to aging adults. You know, you increase your strength, you have better balance and mobility, supports your independent goals, you know, staying independent, and it also inherently boosts your mental health.
It does. You know, I just was talking to we have a trainer that we go to once a week, sort of to supplement what we're trying to do, because we want to make sure we don't get hurt. So we're working with a trainer because we're lifting heavier weights now. But I said to her that this whole idea of being in a gym for an hour and focusing with you on just moving my muscles and doing lunges and a lot of just body weight exercises, it almost gives me an hour in a meditative state where I'm just focusing on feeling the muscle and trying to push myself a little bit. So that's another benefit as well, the whole mental side.
Right, absolutely.
So how do you start a program? Well, it's never too late to begin strength training. I'm 67. I started last October. You're a spry, 42?
59.
59. And we both started together. We checked with our doctors who said, yeah, it's really important. She actually encouraged it. And we started with light weights. I mean, like I said, last October, I could do 5 push-ups and 1 pull-up. I can now do 20 push-ups and probably 5 pull-ups.
That's great.
And that's a big change. And that, for me, talk about mental...
power?
Yeah, mental power.
Yeah, how about that?
I'm, 10 push-ups, 15 push-ups, 20.
Pretty soon.
So it feels great.
And I think the important note there is you can gradually increase the intensity over time. And if you want to do it yourself, be mindful. You know, don't jump right in and pick up the 65-pound dumbbells. Be mindful over time. And for me, it's easy to journal and kind of keep a log where I was. Mm-hmm. A lot of people can remember, you know, when I was doing biceps, I could do 20 pounds. Now I can do 50 pounds. I have to write it down. So I think that's important. And the other thing, and I've been trying to rein you in a little on this, that's really important when you start a strength training program is to incorporate rest days.
Right. And I
pick a day, and that's the day you're not going to do it.
So we've been working out 5 days, Monday through Friday. And what I found, particularly in this new gym in Connecticut, they push really hard. I mean, they are, I call it a street gym. It is people who are dedicated to really lifting the heaviest weight they can. It's a lot of barbell workouts that we don't really do. We don't really want to learn that, so we use dumbbells. But these folks are lifting 100, 200, 300 pounds. So we're working out 5 days a week, and we are sore all the time. So it was just Tuesday afternoon, I said, you know what? I'm going to take Wednesdays off as well. We don't train Saturday and Sunday.
Well,
we don't
do
exercise.
Yoga.
You do yoga. But I decided now I'm going to go hard Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
And then ride your bike on Wednesday.
Maybe ride my bike on Wednesdays. But you do need to let your muscles rest, because really what you're doing is you're tearing them. And then you have to make sure you have enough protein. I don't think we're going to talk about that today. What you need to do. I'm not really sure.
To replenish.
Yeah. But anyway.
So the next thing to think about, so it might feel like a big concept, right? Strength training, big, broad topic. What are the essential strength training exercises that we've found? And these are key to put into your routine. They're not the only things in your routine, but, squats, lunges, push-ups, rows, and planks are 5 things that we would say highly consider putting in. And by the way, none of that needs a gym, and none of that really needs a trainer. You can do mostly all of that at home for 0 cost but your time.
Yeah, and I think that for us, these are core things. Planks are so important for your core. Push-ups for your arms, lunges for your legs, squats for your legs. You can do that just with your body.
Right.
And then add 5 pounds in each hand, and
Right.
then 10 pounds, and then 15. And now, we're probably both up to 20 pounds, but we started off with just body weight, and I noticed my knees are a lot stronger. I used to do a squat and I'd wobble, but I'm getting so much better and stronger that I'm noticing a big change. So
And that has to do with your legs and your core.
it does.
The wobbling
So
thing.
these
Your core and your back are really your stability factors.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you have to, be mindful, especially with back, right? Nothing worse than throwing your back out. Maybe the dentist or a
Right.
neck injury. But, throwing your back out is hard. So you want to make sure that you're building muscles in your core to support your back.
Right. So how do we, or let's talk about incorporating strength training into daily life. So not going to the gym or using a machine, whatever, but just simple ways to add strength training to your daily routine. Now, one thing you can get, and these are great, resistance bands. And you can get them on Amazon,
Walmart, yeah.
Whatever. A local gym might sell them. But these are just resistance bands, and they're different weights, and you could be watching, if you watch TV, you want to do that, and you want to be doing something else, just take a break twice a day to work out for 15 minutes. Resistance bands, body weight exercises we just talked about, household chores. And this kind of sounds ridiculous, but this morning, I know you put the garbage outside the front door because I saw it when I got there.
Mm-hmm.
So when I picked it up, instead of like schlumpy like this, I stood upright and I held it in front of me, and it's kind of heavy, and I carried it out with purpose.
Right.
I carried it out as if I'm carrying my grandson. So I think that some of the things you do around the house, instead of reaching awkwardly to pick something up, pick it up like it's a weight, and just start thinking about that. Household chores, anything that you're doing, moving the chairs, whatever, do it in a way as if you're actually working out.
Well, it's also important to do it in a way that is correct for your body, right? You hear most people get hurt doing the silliest of things. Picking up a grocery bag, picking up a grandson, picking up a dog, doing all those things that you think to yourself, I don't need to bend my knees, hold my shoulders up. But you kind of do, especially at this age.
Right.
So let's talk about overcoming some common barriers, common challenges to strength training. The first one we talked about earlier is time management, which in retirement, you kind of really don't have that excuse. You should be in a place where you're managing your day. And maybe your day gets filled by other people and grandkids and visitors and lunches and golf or whatever your thing is. But time management is really, it's now up to you to manage that.
And you know what, just a quick story, our friends Eric and Michelle, they run a very active business. They're, I don't know how old they are, 50s?
Yeah.
They had trouble figuring out going to the gym because it's a landscaping company and they had to get everybody out and this and that. What they did was they go into the office early in the morning, they get all the crews out, and they go to the gym at 9 o'clock.
Right.
That was the time. They couldn't go in the morning. They can't go at night. They're too tired. So they actually get the business started, and then they go work out for an hour and a half. So there's all the excuses in the world, but you can find a way to do it.
I think it's important to note, though, they're not retired.
They're not.
So what I was trying to say is time management if you are in a retired state.
But even that, we choose to do it first thing in the morning. We could do it at 9 o'clock. But, for us, it works better first thing in the morning. So just be flexible and open-minded about when you do it.
Some other common barriers would be things like just your own personal motivation. And we hear this a lot from clients. Like, I get tired of you guys talking at us about your schedules, your routine, and so we open the door and say, okay, tell us about yours. How do you get motivated? What's your internal voice saying to you in the morning? Help us out. But really your motivation issues are your own, and you have to figure out how to jump that barrier.
And I think for us, one of the barriers that we face all the time is the fear of getting injured.
Well,
right?
I definitely
We both do.
Yeah.
And we really, we love being able to work out. I don't know what it would be like now if I couldn't. Right. I don't want to get hurt.
Right.
And you don't want to get hurt.
No. The rest of my life is too active to get hurt in my, 1.5 hour session at the gym.
Right. So overcoming these barriers is important.
Absolutely.
So that you can start a program. Now, it's also really important to start your exercise with warming up and cooling down at the end. I learned that really well on this Freeletics app. It forced me to spend 5 minutes doing jumping jacks, some squats, some stretches and things like that to get my body warm. And I remember at the end it was a lot of stretching. And so it's really important to warm up and cool down at the end. So dynamic stretching, some light cardio, stretching post-workout. Like today, the trainer said, you're done. Just stretch as much as you want.
And I think we could do better at this here in Connecticut. I get it through yoga, but it's not immediately after our session. But it is important to warm up, cool down, stretch. And then the other two components of this importance piece of warming up and cooling down is don't forget to hydrate yourself.
Yeah.
One of the things that we have to do, if you wake up early in the morning and race to the gym, you have to remember your body probably hasn't had liquid, right? A big drink of water, some hydration, some electrolytes since you went to bed at night, if not even before that. So it could be 8 full hours. So you could start your workout dehydrated.
Yeah.
Which is not a good situation.
And the other thing here is the importance of nutrition. So we do the best we can to eat how we eat, but now that we're tearing our muscles 4 or 5 days a week, they need to repair, and you need to build muscle. And one way to do that is you need extra protein. I forget the number of grams of protein you have, but
I think it's half your body weight. Half your optimal body weight.
In protein? Well, we weren't getting enough protein. Our doctor made that clear to us. So we now both have a daily protein shake.
A supplemental shake.
Supplemental shake that gives us a big dose of, it's actually pretty good. It's chocolate powder mixed in with water and ice. Sometimes we have vanilla with berries and a banana and peanut butter. But really making sure you're getting enough protein is important.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about strength training and bone health. This is really important for both men and women. Again, I said earlier, it's not just a women's issue, but strength training's role in preventing osteoporosis is huge. It enhances your bone density, reduces the risk of fractures, supports your posture. And how many times do you see older people walking down the road and they're either hunched or they're crooked or, something is happening. And strength training really does support better posture. We talked a little bit about your core and your lower back and how that can help you even just appear differently.
My mom was pretty good at walking. She would walk twice a day, every day. And that allowed her to be active further down the road in life. My dad, on the other hand, was not active. He used to go to the gym when I was working with him in the company, but then he stopped and he ended up sitting on the couch watching TV all day long. He just didn't move. And it got to the point, it was so sad that he had to get one of these chairs that has a button where the seat actually
lifts you out.
Listen, I'm going to be physically independent at the age of 90. People keep saying, why don't you say 100? I could say 100, but at 90, I'm thinking to myself, I got 10 more great years ahead of me. I'll figure out what I'm going to do then. But I'm not going to have a walker or a cane or have trouble getting out of a chair. I want to get up out of a chair now. That's the other thing to do. When you're getting in and out of a chair, do it with purpose. Just put your feet on the ground and stand up without any help. That's your core at work. And I think it's important to always do that. And when you start to see that become a struggle, then you need to make some changes.
So let's move into the mental benefits of strength training. How strength training supports your cognitive health, right? First of all, I don't know if you've ever met anyone that goes into the gym and they're anxious, but when they come out of the gym, it seems like their anxiety has lifted a little. I'm not going to say it takes it all away, but it definitely reduces anxiety just with your internal body systems and mechanisms and releases of serotonin and all different, dopamine and all the things that when your heart is pumping, your body's getting more oxygen, your mood boosts.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
It enhances your sleep quality. When I don't work out, I don't sleep well that night. When I do work out, I sleep great. It improves our focus for sure. And you know what? For me, the gym now has become a whole new social community. It really does encourage social interaction where you can go in there with blinders on and not say hello to anybody. But gosh, you're hanging out with a bunch of people that care about their body, that want to build muscle. You should get to know them.
Right.
Those are the kind of people you want to hang out with. You don't want to hang out with people who sit on a couch all day and watch TV because that's not encouraging you to do this. So I go into these gyms with such an open heart and an open mind that I want to meet all these people. And not all of them are going to become friends, but they're all there for a reason, same reason I am.
That's a great segue to strength training and heart health, because you just mentioned the heart. Heart health is really important to me. I mean, heart disease is the disease that runs through my family, grandparents, parents, and below. And there are certain benefits, cardiovascular benefits of strength training. It immediately lowers your blood pressure, improves your cholesterol level. So right there, that is 2 lifestyle meds that you can potentially reduce or get off, right? Cholesterol and blood pressure, 2 of the most common lifestyle meds that we take. The other thing it does, we talked about circulation and bringing oxygen to different parts of your body. It definitely enhances circulation, which helps your heart, supporting your heart function, and really, honestly, reducing the risk of heart disease, which I really need to pay attention to.
Yeah, I found that the gym classes that we take have a good mix of strength training and cardio. I mean, we intersperse push-ups and burpees. I'm going to
mountain climbers, burpees,
box jumps,
running.
The running
which I'm
part,
not very good at.
where you have to run 100 meters or 200 meters or 400 meters, come back in and do this circuit all over again. Again, it gets your heart pumping, which is really important. Now, I just want to remind you to stay to the end. We're going to give you the 5 biggest excuses people make for not exercising, along with a strategy to overcome each excuse, because that's really important. So I just talked about combining strength training with cardio, so I don't need to spend a lot more time on this. But, the gym we're in now kind of does everything every time, strength and cardio. I used to do cardio Tuesday, Thursday, strength Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Right.
Or you can combine it, or, there's a class on Thursdays called Endurance. Have you taken that one yet?
No, I haven't.
Awful. It's all cardio.
Well,
it's
not
weight.
awful.
No, it's hard. It's really, really hard. And the coaches in there encourage you to keep going. Don't give up. So having cardio with strength training really is important too.
Now, we touched on a little bit about the role of nutrition in strength building. I just want to carve it out as its own bucket because it is really important. Proper diet to support your muscle growth is imperative. So the protein intake that Mark talked about, definitely find supplements that work for you. For us, it's a pea protein or a vegan protein based. It's not whey or animal protein that we're increasing in our diet. It's something that's a little bit easier for both of us to digest. Also, we're finding, we really need to have balance in our diet on the heavy lifting days. Enough leafy greens, enough hydration, enough protein, enough carbs, to be quite honest, to kind of keep yourself going. Let's talk a little bit about hydration in this nutrition bucket. Can't talk about it enough. You have to hydrate before the workout, during the workout, and post-workout.
Yeah, and I think that I want to go back to protein for a second because our regular GP doctor, as well as our naturopath doctor, both encourage us to eat some natural protein meat, fish, chicken, and beef. We're trying to eat less beef, but they do think you should supplement twice a month, have some beef. We actually had some last night. just to give you that extra, I don't know what it's called. Is it natural protein or
Well,
animal
it's
protein?
animal protein. But with the beef intake, and we go back and forth on beef, right? You guys might do the same. Good for you, bad for you. Makes you stay awake at night because your heart's trying to digest it, hard on your stomach, whatever it is. But there are positives to eating all of the meats,
Right.
red meat, pork, chicken, fish, beans for protein, all of it. There's benefits in each of them.
Right. Now, let's talk about weight management, because we hear many people say that I need to go to the gym because I want to lose weight. So we've tried that in the past. But since October, we've really focused on building muscle and doing cardio. And it hasn't been about weight. But what's happened?
Well, the fact of the matter is building muscle, and putting muscle around your bone and all the good things we've talked about actually reduces your body fat and enhances your overall body composition. So you can, people will say, I don't want to gain weights because I don't want big muscles, and muscles weigh more than fat and all that. If you get off the scale and get away from the number and just look at your body composition and how you're feeling, how are your clothes fitting, how are you moving, all of those things, I think it's a better mindset, and I think strength training helps with that.
Well, in 1 year, I've lost 6 pounds. And it's not like I really need to lose it, but I probably lost more than, I would bet that I lost 10 and gained 4 in muscle. And you've lost...
I've lost 24 pounds.
That's incredible.
And 23 and a half of fat and just a half a pound of muscle.
Without trying to lose weight. I think that's my biggest point here. Focus on going to the gym, doing what you need to do, build muscle, add in nutrition and hydration, and you're going to lose weight. But you can't eat, all day long either. You can't have...
Well, and you can't have dessert every night.
Can't have dessert every
it's
night.
not
You got to
like
cut down sugar. But we've, with a combination of really keeping an eye on nutrition and weight training, we both lost weight. And I feel like I know I feel better.
Right.
And I think we both look a little better.
Yeah.
Show them your muscle.
You look great.
Show the right muscle. That's your bigger one.
But I'm left-handed. That doesn't even make sense.
Okay.
The next thing we want to talk about in this weight training, strength training, wrapping muscle around your bone is make sure to monitor your progress. Tracking your improvements will help you stay motivated. Keep a workout journal like I talked about. I have a hard time remembering. People go in the gym, they start putting weights together and figuring out their routine, and I'm like, did I do 15s or 20s or what is it? I actually need to write it down, and I actually write it down in my phone because I typically always have my phone with me and I don't always have my journal with me. But set realistic goals and celebrate your milestones and adjust your routine as needed. I mean, we've been back in our Connecticut environment since the third week of May, right?
So we're third week of June.
So
it's only been 4 weeks.
So we've been here 4 or 5 weeks, and it's taken us this long to kind of really figure out our schedule.
Yeah.
So
yes.
Adjust your routine as needed. And as Mark mentioned, use fitness apps. I mean, if you want something to help you track, there's a ton of fitness apps out there.
We're both huge fans of the Oura Ring.
Right.
I know people have the Whoop, Apple Watch. Well, there's a lot of different things that keep track of your sleep, Garmin, everything else. But the best thing for me to do, I love, after I work out at the gym, I open up my Oura Ring app and I add in my hour-long exercise, and it keeps track of my calories and my steps and all of that. So that's the way I like to monitor it. It's like if I don't have a exercise to put in there, then I feel like I'm not doing it.
Right.
But it also tracks your steps during the day. So if you're just a big walker, and I don't mean just a big walker, but if you're a big walker and you walk 3 miles twice a day, which is awesome, keep track of it because it feels good to show you walk 6 miles or however many steps it is. So monitoring your progress is important. The other thing that's important is staying consistent. My biggest downfall using the app myself, the Freeletics app, which I do highly recommend, we'll put the link below for you. If you don't have a gym, you can't afford a trainer, you don't want to go to a gym, you live really far away from a gym, use one of these apps, but stay consistent.
Right.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Carve it out, be consistent, do what you need to do. Create a schedule, set reminders, find a workout buddy, mix up your routines, and make it fun.
Well, I would say, and also remain flexible, because don't beat yourself up if something happens during the week, or someone gets sick and you need to be a caregiver, or you have to run out of town for some reason or another. You can always find ways to slip in a workout, but I would also say don't stop just because you've messed up your routine, I guess. Let's talk a little bit about equipment options for home workouts. Effective tools for strength training at home would be grabbing a couple dumbbells, and again, you can get them anywhere: Amazon, Walmart, a gym, a fitness store, a big athletic store, Dick's, or, one of those. And then Mark mentioned the resistance bands, and those are really good for a couple of reasons, because you can use them for resistance like weight training, but you can also use them to help you stretch.
Yeah, and to be honest, we don't have them, and we really should get them.
We should get them.
What I do have is a jump rope, then I can't use it.
You can't jump rope?
No.
Oh.
Not like I did when I was 10.
No, I can't do it like I did when I was 10, but there are people that can do
How about the people that do the inside out? Yeah.
Or how about the double jump?
Double jump.
The thing goes around twice in one jump. Yeah. That's really hard.
But dumbbells, resistance bands, kettlebells, body weight exercises, you can't go wrong with body weight exercises. And that, again, the Freeletics app, most of the exercises are body weight.
And some of the tools that are expensive that you might think of as a barrier right away, like a bench, like a workout bench.
Yeah.
Just buy one of those balls, the big soft balls.
We have that. I love that.
We have that. And you can do almost everything you can do on a bench, you can do with added benefits on the ball.
Well, because
keeping yourself in a bridge position when you're doing...
Because it... You're using your core.
Because you're unbalanced.
You're unbalanced. So your legs and your stomach you have to tighten all of that up so you don't fall over on the ball.
Right.
So a lot of different choices for home workout. I happen to love group exercise. Now, because I like being around people. I'm a social butterfly? No.
Yes.
Am I?
100%.
I like to fly in. Hey, everybody, how's it going?
You do.
I like being around people. It motivates me. Listen, the first day I went to this new gym, I stood behind Lisa, and I'm doing a barbell class, and I had no idea what was happening. And I have the 45-pound barbell. That's what it weighs by itself. No extra weight on it. Lisa, in front of me, who's one of the trainers, is lifting like 210. And she'd lift it and scream, grunt and put her legs out and throw this thing up in the air, and then everyone would cheer, and then she'd throw it down, and went boom, the whole building shook. I dropped mine. It sounded like I dropped a beer can. It just kind of ting, ting, ting.
But you're motivated by the group.
Yeah, I need to have social interaction. I need to have accountability. I want it to be fun and engaging. And I also want access to guidance, particularly now at 67. Right. Again, we don't want to get hurt.
Right.
I want to know how to do it the right way. So I really like the group classes. And listen, YMCAs are very reasonable. They have group classes. Senior citizen centers probably have group classes.
Absolutely. So. There's a lot. And during your summer months, wherever you might live, whenever your summer is, a lot of these classes take you outside. Right. Which I think is really fun. I know the class that I do at our current gym, we go outside. Now, is it the lap of luxury? No, we're in a parking lot. But it's just kind of fun to be outside in the fresh air first thing in the morning. So I really like that. So let's talk about the importance of rest and recovery. Again, we touched on it, but let's carve it out as a bucket. Allowing your body to heal and grow will make you stronger. So you do have to schedule in your rest days. You also have to listen to your body. I know for me, I work out Monday, Tuesday. I have my golf day Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Work out Thursday, Friday, and then have yoga Saturday. I need another day off because my golf day isn't really a day off because I'm still, walking 6 miles and, using my body. So scheduling that rest day, I think, is really important.
Understanding muscle soreness, which leads to a rest day. And that's why I decided to start taking Wednesdays off, because Monday, Tuesday was such a hard workout. I was so sore Tuesday night everywhere. I said, you know what? I need to have a rest day because my muscles are sore. But you also need to understand the difference between good soreness and bad pain.
Right.
And my tender area is my lower back. So I constantly am wondering, am I causing damage or am I building strength? And the lower back, I've got some really good stretches that I use to help make sure that it's not bad pain. Because I have been injured before my right knee last summer, and I had to get therapy, and it was such a pain. But there's normal soreness. You need to know the signs of an injury. There are recovery strategies, so you can get help with that. You talked about rest. That is important. And you know what? If you're not sure, go see your doctor.
Yeah. I think, most of us, as you have this time in retirement or leading into retirement, most of us really need to re-educate ourselves on what our body is telling us it needs, what our muscles are telling us, how they're feeling. You really, because now you can really listen to it.
Right.
So I think that's important. So let's talk about adapting exercises for limitations. Don't kid yourself. There's always an adaptation or a modification for any physical constraints you might have. There's always low impact options. There's always seated exercise options. There's always supports. For example, I'm not great at burpees. And to be honest with you, to go up and down and shoot your legs back in a plank position and then come back up, a lot of times I sway my back down.
Right.
And I can feel a little tweak.
Yeah.
So what I do is I grab a box, a little, maybe a 6-inch box, and I do my burpees, but I only go to the box.
That's
I
a
don't
good
go
idea.
to the ground because then I don't sway my back.
That's a good idea.
So there's always modifications that you can do. And remember, this is a gradual progression, strength building program. You're not going to go in and nail everything the first day.
No, I think that's good. And always consult with a trainer.
Yes.
I mean, if you're at the YMCA or a gym and, once in a while say, I'd like to have a session. Sure, it costs more money. But again, we're investing.
A lot of places give you a free access for your first time.
That's
too.
true. But throughout, you look at other people in the gym and you see what they're doing and you say, oh, I'm going to try that. But if you do it the wrong way, you're going to get hurt.
Yeah, you've got to
and then you're going to get frustrated and you're not going to want to go back.
Right.
So building a balanced routine around this. Again, there's strength training, there's flexibility exercises, there's balance training, those half-shaped Bosu balls.
Yeah.
I mean, try to put one foot on that and the other one in the air and just stand there and try to balance. But it's really good. So strength, flexibility, balance, cardiovascular exercise. Those are a good balanced approach to building muscle. It doesn't have to all be lifting heavy weights, tearing all your muscles. It has to really be balanced. I think that's important to
Definitely important. This next one is really important to me. In fact, a lot of the trainers that I've had over the years and the ones that I'm currently using are always pointing this out to me, and it is staying safe while you're strength training. I mean, just preventing injuries. And for me, I would rather have the proper technique than beat somebody in the number of reps.
Right.
So I might be going slower, but I am really focused on the proper technique, using appropriate weights, avoiding overtraining, listening to my body. And then if there's something I don't understand, like when we did the barbell class, I didn't understand how to get it from point A to point B, let's see, with the flip of the wrists and where that lands, and keep your elbows up high.
Yeah, this one, when you have to have the bar with your hands, your elbows up, then you do squats.
Right.
I mean, that, talk about really working on your balance and your core.
Yeah.
But
you want to do it the right way.
Right.
You don't want to fall over. You don't want to throw out your back. You don't want to pull a big muscle. So that's really important to me.
So using strength training to help you with some chronic conditions. You talked about that, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. It's going to improve that. It's going to support your overall health. Again, you want to check with your doctor, but you can get special exercises for you based upon whatever's going on in your body.
Condition.
Your physical condition.
Yeah.
I think that's really important.
All right, so the next one is a big one. Find the right support system. Building a network of people to help you stay motivated, whether it's trainers or a workout partner or a fitness community of sorts. There's tons of online resources, and make sure your family's supportive. I know Mark and I have family coming in for the next 30 or 60 days in and out, and as each person kind of sets up to come visit us, we let them know, hey, we carve out the mornings to go to the gym. You're welcome to come with us, but we're not going to stop going. So you need that family support, especially during holiday weekends and summers when we're all, trying to get together.
And if you're confused and don't know where to start, there is so much available on YouTube. I mean, I know we're on YouTube now, but there are some great channels to help you get started. So I wouldn't discount that at all. All right. Long-term benefits of strength training. We've covered a lot today, and basically for Jody and I, this is a lifestyle choice. We want to maintain mobility. We want to increase and enhance our quality of life. We want to work on our mental health. We want to reduce our healthcare costs, and we want to encourage active aging. That's why we are so into strength training right now. It's been, a year and a half that we've really doubled down on it, and it's really making a difference in our physical. And what's so funny?
Well, I'm thinking, we mentioned the Oura Ring. The Oura Ring now has a indicator on it about your cardiovascular health, for example. And it'll tell you based on your heart rate and your heart when you're working out, and you log in your workouts, you let it know when you've done this, that, or the other thing. But it really lets you know what your cardiovascular age is against what your age actually is.
And I'm right on point.
You are.
My heart health is aligned with my age. What about yours?
My heart health is 7 years younger.
Nice job.
7 years younger than my age. And why that's important to me is heart disease is in my family.
Right.
So I know that I'm doing as much, I could probably do more, but right now I'm doing as much as I can do to enhance my cardiovascular age.
I'm curious if there's other people that are watching this that have Oura Rings where their heart health is the other way. I mean, probably not something you really want to share or brag about, but
right.
The fact that I found out yours first, you were 6 years younger, and I said, "Oh, 7, sorry. I wonder what mine is," and I was on point, and then I'm thinking, well, I guess that's okay since I'm 8 years older,
right?
But I don't want to go the other way.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Anyway, all right. So here's the 5 biggest excuses people make for not exercising and strategies. So the first one, which we've talked about, I don't have time. So here, 3 things. Prioritize it and schedule it. Make sure it's important to you. Figure out when you can do it and schedule it. Just treat it like anything else that's important in your life. And it doesn't have to be an hour or 2 hours. Start with 10 or 15 minutes. Just walk. Integrate this into your daily routine. We've done that.
Right.
It's first thing we do when we get up. And then break it up. Break it up into small sessions, maybe a little bit throughout the day. If you're having trouble trying to figure out when to do it, just try 10 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow. Next week, take it to 15.
Right.
So, anyway.
The second big excuse is I'm just too tired. I'm just too tired to exercise. I'm not going to do it. And really, the strategy could be, again, 3 different things. 1, exercise for energy. Start with low intensity exercises like walking, stretching, and really watch your energy levels boost. Mm-hmm. The second thing is set your realistic goals, and we talked a bit about that. Begin with short, manageable workouts and then increase the intensity. And then consistency. If you're consistent over time, your energy level's going to go up.
I promise you, if you start working out 3 days a week and then 5 days a week, and you do that for a month, over time, you will become addicted to it. You will start to feel and see the benefits, but don't try it for 3 days and say nothing's happened and stop, okay? Excuse number 3, I don't have a gym membership or equipment. We've covered a lot of that. Use body weight exercises. Do home workouts. Get the bands, get the ball, get some weights. Do outdoor activity. Just walk. How about walking? Walk through the woods, walk down the street. We walk twice a day.
Walking, running, hiking, biking, gardening. I mean, but as Mark said earlier, do all of those things with purpose.
Right.
Don't just go out and schlump along and shuffle in your walk. Walk with purpose, right? The 4th excuse is exercise is boring. It's not for me. It never was. Find some fun activities. Here's a strategy. Choose activities you enjoy, whether it's dancing. Dancing is great exercise. Swimming is great exercise. Play a sport, join a fitness class. Do something that makes it fun for you. The second strategy would be find a friend. Have somebody that you're going to meet every morning and pick your time. It doesn't have to be 4 in the morning. It doesn't have to be 6 in the morning, but pick your time and exercise with a friend. And the last strategy would be mix it up. Find things that you can make to keep this interesting by varying your routine. Different exercises, new classes, alternate between inside and outside. All those things can make it more interesting.
Okay, the 5th excuse that we hear all the time is I don't see results fast enough. You're not going to see them fast.
I've done that excuse before.
But you're not going to see a big change in one day. But I will tell you, you'll see a change in 30 days. There was a study done at the London University, where they wanted to see how long it takes the average person to turn a new activity into a habit. A habit like brushing your teeth or combing your hair, whatever, taking a shower. These are things we just do naturally without thinking about it.
Right.
Well, some people can take a new a new thing, a new activity, and it instantly becomes a habit.
Right.
Other people, it might take a year, but the average number of days it takes for someone to take a new activity and make it a habit is 66 days. So what happens is, after 66 days, it's harder not to do it than it is to do it. So you're not going to see results, but you will see results if you go on a regular basis. You set realistic goals, you track your progress, you focus on your health, not just your appearance. Don't stand in front of a mirror with your shirt off and say, gosh, I look, nothing's happened in 30 days. If you're working out 3 or 4 days a week, something is happening. You might not see it, but it's happening.
Right.
So, building strength as you age is essential for maintaining your independence, preventing injuries, and enhancing your overall quality of life.
So really start incorporating strength training into your routine and enjoy a healthier, more active, and fulfilling life as you age.
Now, this next video is Drinking Killing Your Retirement. Is Alcohol Worth the Risk? Is a great video to watch. I think it's really important to give this some consideration. Tolerance lowers as we age. It creates chronic health conditions and physical health implications, and there's a lot of social pressure around drinking. So watch this video next to learn more about that.